Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Jokes aside, today I will be making a new update for my game called Do Your Job. The game has changed a lot since the last video, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Alright, without further ado, let's get to work. At this moment, the game has around 60 scripts and around 9,000 lines of code, and obviously that's a ton of work for a single game developer like me. So I decided to use Claude in order to do a code review. So what I did was I sent all the scripts to Claude, asked him to review all the bugs, repetitions inside the code, and overall structure. And then I asked him to send me the list of all the issues. So let's try that. Yeah, that's what I expected. Since I want this video to be published soon, I decided to use Claude Code, an efficient way to make your project 10 times bigger.
Hopefully my game won't crash this time.
While Claude was fixing my code, I was making a Trello list of things to add in the new update to stay organized.
And I quickly want to verify my use of AI. Yo, stop growing tomatoes, yo!
After Claude had finished fixing my code, I published, or in developer's language, pushed my project onto GitHub to control versions and have a backup in case something bad happens. Alright, now we can finally move on to adding new stuff to the game. First, I decided to redo the worker system. Currently, all you can do is just hire somebody with a predetermined role, and that's it. And it's kinda boring. You can't really exploit your employees. So let's add the ability to change their roles as well as manage their schedule and also level system, which doesn't do anything in this update, but is a good foundation for the next updates. And since now you can make your workers work 7 days a week for a minimal wage, some of them will get sick. And I think this is a pretty cool mechanic to make the player actually have a lot of employees hired to balance things out. And in addition, I changed how the worker UI looks like, and actually I did that at my job while nobody was looking. Yeah. Anyway, here's the final result of how it looks like in the game. I then added post-processing. It made the game look much more interesting, and overall it just feels more lively now. Girls without makeup? Girls with makeup. Next, I want to work on the game's recipe system. Right now there is an issue when if you don't have the ingredients for your recipe, people will still order it and you cannot make them the food they want. And they just leave, writing a bad review on Google Maps. So to prevent that, I added a new tab inside the restaurant manager menu, where you can now look at the current recipes, decide whether to delete it or to freeze it. And you can also rename it and look at the ingredients it requires. Okay guys, wait, did you know that only 1.2% of you who watch are subscribed? What the fuck, gang? So go ahead and press the red button right now. Thank you. The game has this big road, but it's empty. And since I live in America, there is a lot of cars. Like a lot. So it would make sense to add traffic to the game. First I opened Aseprite, drew a sedan, hatchback, and a pickup truck, and imported them into the game. I also added this particle system to imitate the exhaust, and also added this engine sound with a doppler effect.
Yeah, looking at this grass really makes me want to take my eyeballs out. Fuck it up. Draw a new one.
Yeah, the old grass and sidewalk textures looked really bad. So I decided to redraw them, and here's how it looks like in the game.
Well, I guess it doesn't make me want to take my eyeballs out. Nice.
Some players who have claustrophobia probably didn't like how little space there is inside the restaurant, so it's a good time to expand it. But now there is a problem. The distance between each station is too far. Customers will starve to death before their food is even ready. And I found a solution for this problem. I introduced to you the player dash. There's also an issue with the current order system, specifically how much time is given to the player to make an order. At first I decided to just simply add extra 20 seconds when there is more than 2 orders, and each order will get 20 extra seconds times the amount of orders minus 2. But then I sent my game to my friend who decided to put all the possible ingredients into a single recipe, and he didn't have time to serve even a single order. So to fix that, I made the game also include the amount of ingredients your recipe has to calculate the order timer.
This is all cool, but check this out. Whoa!
I added intro animation each time you load your game. Nice. The game is finally getting some more life with all these pedestrians walking and cars driving, but it's still missing something. You know how whenever you go outside, you hear birds singing and stuff? I personally don't because I never go outside. So yeah, it's time to add ambience to the game. Right now, there will be only 3 ambiences. Those are in-store, outside, and inside the grocery store. Alright, I think it's a nice time to send the game to my friend to test it out. And I can finally rest for just a quick moment.
The next day.
Alright, so as it turns out, there is some stuff I need to fix before I can make official update for my game. It's time to talk to my old friend. A few days later, I was finally done with fixing all the issues my friend found. I then sent him another version of the game, which he approved to be good. Now all that is left is to just upload the new version on itch.io, and we are done. Yay! This is it. It's not a huge update, but it's still something. For this update in total, I spent around 16 hours and around 1 week. Right now, I'm thinking of also coming back to my old project, the 3D game I was developing in Python, since you guys really loved it. So yeah, most likely that's what the next video is going to be about. But this is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my other videos. See you next time.